Well, hello friends, Paul here at the ranch. Today I wanted to revisit a subject we talked about before, and that's offhanded shooting. It's a technique that everyone should really get comfortable with, and I would say that it's one of those things, like in most shooting things, it's individual. But there are some keys and some things I want you to consider when you're shooting offhanded. And the first of those things is make sure you have a natural point of aim. Meaning, if I was too bladed to the target and I had to twist my body on recoil, the gun would spin out and I would have shots that would go offline. If I was too open, the same would be true. Once the gun would recoil, it would pull shots to the right. So I want to make sure I have a nice natural point of aim, and this is about perfect for me, about right there. So first thing we want to do is make sure we have a natural point of aim. The second key to quality offhanded shots is actually bringing your gun to your eye versus bringing your eye down to your gun. So you want to make sure when you mount your gun that your gun is at your natural point of aim and that you're not in any way torquing yourself or tweaking yourself. You want to be solidly behind that rifle to make a quality shot. Those are two things that I think are really most important. The third thing is about the wobble itself. When you're looking through a scope, you're going to see imperfections. You're not going to have a perfect opportunity, and what you don't want to do is wait till you see it cross the bullseye and then rush to pull the shot or yank the shot. What you want to do is feel comfortable in that wobble, get it as close, and then slightly squeeze the trigger and let the trigger surprise you, and you'll be surprised at the groupings that you'll get downrange. So with that, we're going to be shooting my 308 Colt. This is one of the new Colt tack hunters. I did put a muzzle brake on it, which I like using muzzle brakes because it tames a little bit of the recoil. And but this is a really nice rifle setup. I have on a Vortex scope, which is a 3 to 9 scope, which is a great hunting scope. So this is really a nice hunting rig. It's nice and light, and would make for a great deer rifle. So with that, we're going to be shooting my hand loads. These are 168 grain Barnes TSX bullets, and these are probably, I think, some of the most accurate, but also some of the funnest bullets to shoot, and they do a wonderful job on whitetail. So with that, let's shoot a few offhanded and see how we do. Again, make sure I got a nice natural point of aim. Bring the gun up to my natural sight line. And squeeze through the trigger. See, that was up and down, was really good, just a little high on the target. Again, that was a real good shot. That was about an inch outside the bullseye. I knew it when I touched it off, and that's another thing. You know, a great shooter once told me you should be able to call your shots. You should know pretty much where they're going when they leave your rifle if you're in a good steady position. That was another decent shot, just outside the bullseye. Nice natural point of aim. That one I knew I kind of pulled off to the right a little bit. The wind started blowing me around, and I probably should have hesitated, but let's just take one more. same quadrant. So I would say got some pretty decent shots downrange. And that's really all the keys to shooting off-handed. Today we're shooting out, it's fair distance, we're out at 50 yards, and I think that's a good suitable distance. I try to use typically an 8-inch Birchwood Casey shoot and see target. I think they make the good, they give you a good amount of feedback. You know exactly where the shot was. So I try to keep it as best I can inside the 9 ring of that. So with that, enjoy off-handed shooting. Again, the 3 fundamentals that I would focus on: 1 is making sure you're aligned to the target naturally. 2nd is that you bring the gun to your eyesight and your natural point of aim. And the 3rd is when you get that wobble, that discernible wobble, try to minimize it and then start to squeeze the trigger. Don't find a situation where you see a perfect sight picture and you yank the trigger. That's when you end up yanking shots well off target. With that, as always, be safe, God bless you, and thanks for watching.